Join the Horde.
Boom, we're live.
Yeah, we is live. All right. Anyone tuning in now, later, or whenever? I'm Byron, joined with Gigi and Superman. We are talking the Horde Art Rant, episode 9. Next week it'll be double digits, Gigi. We're gonna talk about all things that we do crypto. You know, we're probably gonna forget a whole bunch of things that we talk about. I'm gonna draw and paint. Well, the people that know more than me talk about stuff that they know about. I don't know, my intros are lame today. Holy shit. How you doing, Gigi? Superman.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. The markets are pumping. Bitcoin just went over 100K. So finally a bit of green, man, after some red days for several months now. So actually it feels good. Let's hope that it keeps it up. And yeah, today we got a special guest for the show. So we got E4 Echelon that's going to be here. They're going to be talking about the SEIcred marketplace. And yeah, they're about to launch that on Say. We don't know when, so we're here to ask him a bunch of questions about it because, yeah, we all know that what happened with the Zom Says, right? We when they made the move to Magic Eden, we kind of lost access to the.
Yep. And we just lost Gigi for a moment. Are we having technical difficulties again? I'm not sure. Does anybody know? I can't hear a damn thing. We still running?
No.
Uh-oh.
I don't hear Gigi either.
Oh, Gigi, you're gone. You ghosted. You rugged. All right.
His computer shut down.
Oh,
Great.
Yeah, it happens. Yesterday I was having really bad internet connections. It just kept crawling. So I'm glad we weren't doing it yesterday. It would shut down and I wouldn't have any internet for like 2 or 3 minutes and it would go back up. I don't know.
Oh, Gigi's been having issues with his laptop. It keeps shutting down on him.
All right.
He leaves that thing on 24/7. You're on mute right now? Are you here in the room? Do you hear us?
There he is. He hears us, but I can't hear him.
No, I don't hear him either.
Nuts. Nuts and nuts. Wonder what's going on. Are we having technical difficulties on my side? I mean,
I hear talking. You. You hear me?
Are we on the... I'm pretty sure Echelon hears us because it looks like...
I have the same number?
Hey, there we go.
All right, thank you.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Hey, man.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Are you guys streaming live?
Yes, sir. Is that cool?
We're streaming live. I'm tweeting it right now. My brother Gigi got some technical difficulties. He'll be coming back in a few minutes. I'm just going to tweet this out so people can start joining. So give me a few minutes, Byron. I'll go back on mute or else all you're going to hear is my keyboard.
For sure.
Okay, thank you guys for having me.
Oh, absolutely. I'll just kind of finish what Gigi was talking a little bit about what happened with Pallet and the Zom Says. Like after Pallet shut down and things are going to, I guess, EVM and the wallets are swapping and I don't know, people are losing their Zom Says, couldn't get to them, couldn't trade, they didn't know what the hell to do. They had a Superman and Gigi stepped in and really started to guide at least the Zom Says community on how to find their NFTs and how to, start trading again. So that was kind of a real big bump in the, I guess for everybody really. It would probably go over across like multiple collections, right? So I'm not a trader. I don't really do any kind of trading or anything like that. I just like to create, and I've tried my hand at trading and I found out that I got bit. So I keep that kind of stuff to Superman and Gigi. So Mr. Echelon, or E4 Echelon, I'll probably never say your name right. Welcome to the show. I guess I'm solo right now. What do you got to? What do you doing?
Sorry about that, Baron. I'm back.
Oh,
my computer.
Real heroes.
I don't know what's wrong with the computer. It just shuts down on its own for some weird reason, and I'm still trying to figure out why it does that. But I'm back. So what did I miss?
I was making a stumbling mess of what happened with Pallet and the Zom Says.
Okay, so you explained it a little bit, the one-on-one and the minter that we lost access to, and
nope. I just said that our community couldn't find their NFTs, and you guys stepped in to show them how to migrate them to the new wallet and to the new addresses and stuff like that. And just said it was kind of a bit of a shit show for a little while there.
All right. So if ever shuts down again, I'll let you guys take over. But I really want to put it into context before we introduce our guests because they're kind of going to be talking about that potentially a fix for that. So it's going to be really very relevant. So basically, the Zom says when we minted, it was a free mint, and basically their currency to purchase one-on-one art of Byron on Palette Exchange at the time, where we had a one-on-one collection, Say the Dead, and when we had this move to Magic Eden. Well, all those options were gone, and people lost their NFTs. A lot of the Say the Dead, there's like maybe 5 or 7 of them that are missing, and some people burned 50 Zomsays to get them. So, kind of sucks to have access to that, and there never seems to have been any solutions to that. So, yeah, today we invited E4 Echelon here to talk about the SEIcred marketplace, which apparently is going to be a new marketplace that'll be able to resolve some of these issues that we're having. So we're really happy to have him on today, and yeah, we'll dive right into that because the Zomsays have lost their main utility with the collection. We like to provide a utility for our NFT collections so that it's not just art; it's art with some utility. So let's introduce our guest today, E4 Echelon. Welcome, man.
Hey, how you going? How's it going, man? Sorry to hear what happened to you guys, and like you were saying, we're here to fix that, man. We're here to bring NFTs back.
Yay.
So let's just start from the beginning because first of all, I don't know too much about you. I don't know too much about the project. So maybe we can just start off from the beginning. Like maybe just simply introduce yourself. What's a little bit of your background and what is it that you're currently working on for the Say ecosystem?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Great question. I'm not gonna try to go too far back. I don't want to bore you guys and anybody else, but pretty much after the pandemic transpired, and around that time, is when I really got into finance heavy. Started stock trading. Had my own businesses. I ran a clothing brand. I ran fixing the technology and reselling technology business, and let those things go and started really getting more into stock trading. And stock trading led me into the blockchain. I started on the Avalanche blockchain back in like October of 2021. So very early on when Avalanche first started, when the NFT boom, right before the NFT boom. And during that time, I was just doing research, figuring things out. I started actually doing like pixel art and sold 100 pixel pieces, but back then there wasn't utility. So what I was doing was taking the money that I raised from those pixel arts and was doing like raffles and giveaways, etc. And then as utility started becoming a popular thing, and as I started learning more about the blockchain and really trying to put a concrete plan together for what I want to do long term here in Web3, the Egoverse spawned from that, which is my game studio, which is building Astro cards now. And as time progressed, met some game developers, got scammed, learned a lot during the way. The whole shebang, man. Trends have changed. And fast forward into today, actually fast forward into about 9 months ago, I had discovered Say from one of my business partners. She had came to me, told me about Say when it was at 10 cents. When it first was at 10 cents. Then it hit 50 cents. She was telling me about it. I took a little bit of interest, but I didn't make investment initiative. Then it hit $1. And once it hit $1, I was like, holy shit. Can I curse?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, holy shit. I got you. I just want to make sure I'm not bothering. So,
no worries. No worries.
I was like, holy shit. Like this thing is worth checking in. So I started researching the fundamentals of Say technology. We already had the Egoverse going, but at the time, Astro Cards wasn't a thing. So we approached Say with the 2 games we were building at the time, which was a battle royale based game and a fighting game. And after 9 months of speaking to them back and forth, so much has changed from that time internally with them as a team, with what they was looking for, with what they wanted to do. And we finally introduced Astro Cards to them, and they loved it. And, we got a grant from them, etc. But in between those 9 months as well, because of Say catching my attention, this is where SEIcred comes in. And as I was trying to get a grant for my game studio, I was building SEIcred up as a company, and in between those 9 months, was working with developers. Some developers left off, some developers had to hire, developers had got sick, so it kind of delayed some things in between that time. And this was around when Palette Exchange was still around. Fast forward into today, Palette Exchange not around, and like you highlighted, Agitated and now we're getting ready to launch, like you said. So that's kind of a little backstory about myself and like a TLDR of how we found out about saying where we at now.
Well, that's cool.
Very cool, very cool. And Byron, let me know if the background landscapers are here and they're with the blowers. So if it's a bit too loud, I'll let you speak. But or else, yeah, I have a couple of questions for you. So yeah, I did mint those Astro cards. So yeah, that's going to be basically a game that you're going to have on Say, or is this going to? Because I'm seeing some tweets about Android and mobile stuff. So is this something that you're going to try and integrate like blockchain with mobile or Web 2 type of thing, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a hybrid video game. And what I mean by hybrid, obviously, it supports Web 2 and Web 3. We have the NFT integration on the browser. On the mobile, we're going to have integration as well. So the game is live. It's already live on Save. It's purely cosmetic with the NFTs. And also, thank you for supporting everybody else who supported. So basically, you can load our game on astrocards.io. You can play it right now. You can race against AI. You can race against your friends. As far as features, it's bare minimal, but we're working on upgrading those features as time progresses. And pretty much on mobile is the same exact thing. Like everything that's going to be available on browser is going to be available on mobile. Right now, we're working on getting approved for the Play Store. And then, like, the reason why when you hit me up in Discord and I was like, "Whoa, when's the AMA?" Is because I was trying to make a build in Xcode and Unity for Mac OS, so we could be on iOS. But I'm running into headaches with that because I'm not a coder myself. But yeah, we're going to be available on as many mobile devices as we can in a browser.
That's awesome.
Well, man, obviously this you're a real entrepreneur. I see you've been like really going a lot of companies and stuff like that. And yeah, we were actually last spaces. We were actually talking about mobile games and how with NFT integration, we think it's like it makes a lot of sense to go in that direction to onboard users into Web3 and the blockchain ecosystem, because gamers to me is probably going to be the easiest onboarding for mass adoption for. They're already using it on Fortnite, like the V-Bucks and stuff like that. So to me, it just makes a lot of sense to go towards the gaming side in order to onboard a lot of users. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, we did. We have an alpha section for Say, so whenever we do see like free mints or special mints that are ongoing, we always share the information. We've also shared a lot of information about the SEIcred when you guys first came in and the tweets. So our community is aware of it. Obviously, they're all waiting for us to launch some more pieces here for the Zomsays. But yeah, we're really excited to see what you have planned for the NFT marketplace, and maybe we can get into that. But Byron, did you tell him that you're drawing him live currently on the spaces?
Oh, hey, I'm drawing you live right now on Twitter and Twitch, but I'm gonna make sure.
Yeah, no,
it's
I'm actually watching, bro. This is dope.
Okay, I'm trying to make it a little bit more abstract so that you're not completely doxxed as an undead.
Yeah, no, this is dope, bro. Like this is crazy watching it live. Like you don't see. This is very rare, man. I like this.
Awesome, thank you. And you know what? We're talking. I'm not going to take away what you're doing, but NFTs are starting to get into more and more things mainstream. For example, and this is the only one I'm going to say, is right now on Twitch, the people that are watching my stream in the Twitch live stream, they can earn points that get converted to. Like they can use them for digging for an NFT of mine that's on the Wax chain, and it's all done quite well within the Twitch platform because programmers know what they're doing, and I wish I did. But anyway, it's really neat. Like, now they're going into games, now they're going into the Twitch streaming, so Twitch streamers can start rewarding people with NFTs. It's amazing. It's coming back. We were early before, we're still early now, but it's
yeah,
just
crypto
fun.
still is in infancy stage, right? So like I remember I got into crypto in 2017 at the top. So I've been like in the markets for a long time now, and yeah, you clearly see that it's really advancing. It used to be like something that potentially was going to get banned, then slowly regulation came in just recently, right? And now we're just excited that the governments are talking about it, nation states are putting it on their reserve. So now the question is, which ones of these tokens are going to survive? And if I'm not mistaken, Say I had Canary Capital that's actually investing for the ETFs for Say. So Say to me probably has a nice place institutionally now. So obviously, if we're positioned early, we can benefit from that. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that Byron's drawing you. This is one of the things that we do a bit different. We're doing these live streams on Twitch. We think it's important to tie in a bit crypto with the what was already existing in Web 2, right? So
Yeah.
This is our way to tie all of it in. And we're also a multi-chain project. So we're going to talk a little bit about Cosmos. So we're a validator on Cosmos. We validated several chains. We launched a collection for Byron on Stargaze, the biggest marketplace on Cosmos. Then we launched the Zombsays as well on Say. And Byron's got a bunch of collections on Wax that he had done before we met. And so we're a multi-chain project, but today we're going to focus a little bit more on the Say side of things. So tell us a little bit about the marketplace, Echelon. We kind of want to know, like, what are the features that are going to come? What is it going to look like? What differentiates it from, let's say, Magic Eden? And just give us maybe some highlights of what you guys are going to be bringing to the table for the Say ecosystem.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to respond to some of the things you guys said before that, because I like some of the things you guys actually just said. And
Go ahead,
like, to
man.
be honest with me, what makes me like really like what you guys are doing is because I'm a fan of like one-on-one art and what you guys are crafting and what you guys are about. Like generative collections is cool, especially like for projects that are more utility based versus art based. But I like what you guys are doing is expressing creativity, and like me personally, even when I was selling those one-on-one pixel art I was doing, I would do it kind of how you guys would. Like I would make a piece, upload it to nfttrade.com and sell and set a price, and people would buy it, but it would be one at a time. Like I like people being able to pick their art versus forcing them by randomized generalization, but that's just me. And in
Yeah.
terms of like say yes, it's in compliance with the US. It has some development it has to do. You're absolutely right about the Canary filing. It wasn't approved. It was filed, so we have to see what happens there. I honestly just feel like say they're moving in multiple directions and it's bullish. But I feel like with them adding on multiple directions, they need to add on multiple new positions for people to focus on those directions. Because the problem is right now is that Say doesn't have an exact identity, man. It's like they try to focus on DeFi, they try to focus on gaming, AI, science, all these different metrics, and it's beautiful, right? Like that's what a blockchain is supposed to do. But I just feel like, in terms of an employee standpoint, in terms of a community focus standpoint, there's a disconnect there, and that's one of the things we're going to be trying to do with SEIcred now. To answer your question directly, man, with us, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. What our goal more so to do with SEIcred, the marketplace specifically, is to support projects like yourself and other projects. What differentiates us from Magic Eden and other marketplaces, especially Magic Eden right now, would say is that our marketplace is going to work. It's not going to have these problems that you guys are facing, and our focus is not going to be diverted in 11 different places. With SEIcred, like we're strictly focused on Say. We don't plan on capitulating. I've been around for like 4 or 5 years. I know how long it takes and what it takes to bring a startup business from zero to something. And I'm not a fan. I'm not new to hard work. So even though right now the NFT scene on Say is down, like we know that, but we're gonna attempt to revive that by introducing a revenue share model. And this revenue share model is going to be given back to projects like yourselves. So every project that's going to be verified in the SEIcred marketplace, 5% of your monthly transactional volume, up until you guys don't want it anymore, but I don't see why anybody would stop wanting it, is
No.
going to be redistributed back to the owner wallet. 10% of the trading volume in the marketplace is going to be redistributed back to traders of the marketplace in general. So our idea really is to highlight the projects that's building on the network, provide them a platform that's building on the network, work those projects via spaces, making content that we plan on making for projects, so bring awareness, and also give back and share the revenue that we're accruing. Me and my team, we're cool with the 25% we're taking. The rest of the percentages of the marketplace from the revenue we accrue is going to be allocated back towards the ecosystem in general, man. Like our focus is to make Say NFT specifically with the marketplace great again, and to highlight those who are building.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man. Honestly, I think the revenue sharing model is great because it incentivizes the creator to push the product with you. Sometimes when the companies take all the profit, it doesn't really get redistributed towards the actual creators themselves. There's not that much incentives to push it. So I'm really happy for you guys, and we're excited to be able to push the platform with you guys, because for sure we definitely needed this. Our whole model was based off that those one-on-ones, and the free NFTs were literally currency to purchase these one-on-ones from Byron, and this was our way for us to really onboard a lot of users because we came from Stargaze. We minted the Creepy Companions at $10 on Stargaze, and we built our community first there because that's where we came from when we met Byron. And then we took that entire community, and as an incentive, there was a free mint on Say. So that's how we onboarded a lot of users on Say. And I remember when we got into the spaces, and this is something that's a bit different on Say. Like it's a clique, right? They were like really tight knit. The main projects that started there and had a lot of success, and they were gatekeeping a little bit the ecosystem. So when we came in with a large supply, they were a bit, I wouldn't say intimidated, but they kind of challenged us that, why such a large supply? Why all this? And, we had a unique model that we came in with. It was something that hadn't been done before, really, to have live auctions and NFTs as currency. Like, we didn't have any fancy development done with all that. It was a free mint, right? There was no fun. So we did all this via the Discord, via bots. And, the community had a lot of fun with it. We remember the influencers. We drew Roy Lopez. We drew Nifty. We drew Biggie and all the main characters, the fuckers and all that. So something I wanted to ask you, because that's, I think, what's been the most challenging for us is really like getting on board with the main communities because, I kind of feel that the ecosystem was being gatekeeped. And since we came from Cosmos and they were like sort of shifting away from the Cosmos side of things, which I'm not 100% totally down for. I kind of thought that that was their unique approach, is that they were Cosmos and EVM both at the same time, which was unique to myself. So that was what really distinguished them from other chains. But they moved away from that, and that kind of hurt us a bit because our community was mainly Cosmos based. So my question to you is how is like communications or interactions with the bigger projects, so like the Cappies, the Fuckers, the main actors in this space? Because I kind of feel like they also have shifted a little bit on other chains, whether it be Hyperliquid and Abstract when they first launched. I saw a lot of them shifting a little bit their focus to these other chains, right? Because Say wasn't doing that well. So how has been your interaction with these other projects, people so far, trying to talk to them about what you're going to be launching?
Yeah, man, absolutely. And I just wanted to, respect the fact that you guys are actually speaking on facts, because you might not have known me from back then because, I was still on Solana, I was still on Avalanche, doing the various things, but I was in these spaces. I was paying attention to Say heavily, especially early on when a lot of these prominent projects at the time that you speak of was around. You're right, there was gatekeeping. And after Say stopped holding their hand and after Say stopped distributing money, they capitulated. And it's, to me, like, not to individualize anyone and not to point the finger at anyone specifically. To me, it kind of shows the character of those individuals. And in general, like, here's where we stand. Noting, like, just being around from the beginning, me myself, and just observing and having a lot of private conversations and doing research. Honestly, man, like, we're here to work with who wants to work with us. Like, I'm not going to go out my way to try to work with someone who doesn't want to work with us, man. And especially if people want to be on other blockchains, that so be it. Like, it's your decision at the end of the day. It's your business. You do what you please at it. But if you want to work with Say and you want to work with us, we want to work with you. So with said, I haven't been in contact with too many of those projects. Fuckers, I'm in contact with the co-founder. Big shout out to Lop. I've joined a Fucker space. It was cool, I guess. And we've let them know what we're building and what we're doing. We let some other people know what we're doing. We've been on all the safe spaces as possible. And, the projects that reached out to us and that's ready, we'll verify you guys instantly. And as time progresses, and as we make our presence known, I'm sure some of these older projects will reach out to us and we have no problem working with them. But, quite honestly, man, I'm not a fan of gatekeepers, and I'm not a fan of not having equal opportunity. So this is why with SEIcred, like, all the troubles that you guys are facing on Say, at least, I can say confidently that you won't experience that with us. Like, we treat everybody the same. And like I was saying, we work with who wants to work with us. I'm in contact with Moose. I haven't sent them a DM yet, but other than that, man, like, it's very minimal on the projects that we reached out to. We're gonna index every project. We obviously have to, as a marketplace and build an infrastructure. And if they want to get verified, they're gonna have to reach out to us.
Bam. Sounds like a good idea, actually. You know, because then it helps to prevent those that are just that came into the market, did their thing, got their money, and left. Then you're not really helping them to just keep making money, even though they're not here anymore, right?
Right. And that's why, like with our marketplace, like you have to reach out to us to get verified. If not, you won't be eligible to get that 5%, that 5% kickback to you every single month from your collections transactional volume on our marketplace. And when you go to verify yourself and reach out to us on our marketplace, we're gonna do a thorough inspection on you. If you're a rug, you're not getting verified. Like if you have any suspicions of being a rug, we're gonna look into this. You know, and if you're someone who hasn't been active, like we're 9 times out of 10 not going to verify you. And this is to prevent people getting rewarded for nothing. To be honest with you, man, look, I stand on morals and principles and integrity, and that's what we're building our business on top of. And we want to make the ecosystem great. And the projects who deserve that will get that, and the projects who are just trying to grift and steal, they won't get support from us.
Yay. I like to hear
I'm
that.
really liking what I'm hearing. So that's what I was going to say, Byron. And yeah, you know what? We've had a funny situation with the whole grants thing, and early on we tried to get some ambassadors that were like well-known people from SEI, and that little backfired for us. And
Yeah.
it's a long story. We won't get back into all of that, but yeah, one thing that I really was a bit shocked when we did the move to Magic Eden is that the user that's selling their NFTs, they're also allowed to select if there's going to be royalties paid to the creator, right? So for us being a free mint, if we're not getting royalties off the NFTs, it kind of defies a little bit our economic model, because all of the royalties that we were getting from the sales of the Zomsays, we were kind of putting it in a wallet that we wanted to start growing slowly with time as a free mint. Like there's no other income other than that, right? So we kind of needed those royalties, and I feel like that was never really mentioned before the migration. And then once you get there, I was shocked when I saw that I could select not to pay royalties, because at the end of the day, people are greedy in nature. So I think a lot of the people are selecting not to pay the royalty just to get that extra 5-10% off their sales. So I think that's kind of wild, and I'm just wondering, are you going to be applying the royalties for the creators? Is that something that you'll leave optional for the end user, or you know?
I'll be totally honest with you. I think that was the stupidest move Magic Eden did. I was around when they first enforced it, and like it caused an whole entire uproar. And I'm a fan of royalties. Like I believe you should be compensated based on your hard work, no matter what. I'm a fan of rebates, NFTs as well. So with our marketplace, if the contract that you've built doesn't have royalties already baked in, you can set your royalty amount as well, and it's not optional for the user to pay or not. They have to pay if you have royalties.
That's good. That makes sense. I mean, that happened with OpenSea too, and all those other platforms back in 2021 when they started just to remove royalties completely from the artists, and that caused uproar back then. I'm sure you guys remember that.
Yeah, of course, man. And it's problematic because it's like it's like they enforce that, and that's the problem with monopolies. Yeah, you know, like they can just create narratives and make narratives. It doesn't matter what you do. Like it doesn't matter how much. And then the thing is, we know how this world is, man. Like, you know, you create a big enough movement, people are just gonna follow it. Especially in Web3, man. Like it's no different. So Magic Eden literally initiated that, or OpenSea, like either one of them. I just think it was stupid in general, and everybody just started following it, and it became a thing. And I'm just like, nah, bro. Like I don't like this move at all. I never was a fan of it, and I'm not a fan of it now. And we're not going to change on that. If you want royalties, you're entitled to royalties for your hard work.
Amen.
And another thing that I think is going to be pretty cool by having you guys leading like a marketplace, I feel us, the customer service, right? When you're stuck with Solana, Bitcoin, Polygon on all in one platform, we kind of feel that priority for SEI collection was brought down the ladder. Like I remember for us, just to get the main collection picture for the Zomsays, it took almost several months. And then for other issues, tickets, and open a ticket there, and it's complicated. So I kind of feel that you guys starting off and really taking the projects that are going to want to work with you, that we get that customer service, right? That we're going to get it directly from you guys, and that you guys are focused mainly on Say, so that we're going to get that the customer service that basically Pallet was giving us. Pallet would be super responsive at the time, and we were sad when they left because we kind of felt that they were the backbone of Say. That's where the NFTs started, and I was really sad when I saw them leave. And they even redistributed a lot of the funds at the end via airdrop, which was, to me, showed a testament of their characters and everything. So I was really shocked of the move, and then the whole Magic Eden thing didn't really pan out for Say overall. So it was a bit detrimental, and I kind of feel the base community, like this, the community that sticks around through the highs and lows is the NFT community. So that's the backbone of your ecosystem. So I'm really happy to see that you guys are heading in that direction. And you guys have any other questions for Echelon? I think we covered a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I do too.
I got a question. Yeah, I got a question. I was just wondering, I know I see you tweet a lot about wanting Say to hire you. I was just curious if they've reached out to you at all, if they've tried to help out in any way. I was just curious how the Say team is reacting to what you want to do.
Yeah, I got to answer this a certain way because you're absolutely right. I want to be hired, but it's for the right reasons, man. These problems that the Say ecosystem is facing, and it's look, like I say this with all respect to Say, and I'm building on Say, so I support Say 1,000%. But there's some obvious little problems that they're facing that has easy solutions. That I submitted the proposal to them about 3 weeks ago. I submitted it to 2 different business developers, and this was to solve their Gitcoin round problem. This was to introduce a new idea of a digital hackathon. This was to solve some of the current ecosystem problems that they have with communication, with supporting, and also a funding initiative for NFTs, for gaming, for DeFi, and some other things that I can't remember off the top of my head right this moment. So I want to be hired by them to actually go in that office for the community, to be the voice of the community and to do things by the community. But no, they haven't reached back out to me. Philip said he was going to reach out to me about 2 weeks ago. He hasn't. I understand he's very busy. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things going on. I'm going to follow up with him. I just been busy myself. And, it's interesting, man, because recently a message was sent out in the gaming department. And in the gaming department, the Say gaming department was basically saying, hey, if you guys have any ideas, or if you guys, have anything you guys think we could do better, basically, reach out. We're free for that. So I took it upon myself to DM the said business developer, and I was like, hey, I have me and myself and 2 of my team members ready to create content and make content and really connect this ecosystem, because when I joined Say gaming spaces, Say gaming is not even in the conversation at all. Like it's laughed upon, and I don't like that. I find it very disrespectful. When I go up there and I speak for Say gaming and I speak for AstroCard specifically, like they're interested. They didn't even know, and they like it. But it's a lot of these voids that need to be filled, man. And I don't know what's going on with the team, dude. And I feel like I have those solutions. I have, plenty of historical data to back that. I've been around for a long time. I've helped other startup companies, and I just hopefully they get back to me. But if they don't, I'm gonna do it myself regardless. I'm gonna do it with SEIcred. I'm gonna do it with AstroCarts, and we're gonna fill those gaps with you guys, projects and community members.
Sounds wicked.
Yeah, because that's something I agree with you, that there needs to be a focus on NFT. There needs to be a position for someone to really focus on NFTs. You were talking about that before. And I think they kind of pushed NFTs to the side, which I think really sucks. And having a position, somebody to lead the whole NFT scene, to me, is a must. And you have somebody who's willing to do it. I don't know why they're not speeding the whole process up.
Yeah, dude, and yo, I don't even care if they give me a full budget. They give the rest of their employees. I'm not really in there for myself to get paid, to be honest with you. Like, I more so want them to put these funding initiatives in. Like, even if they don't hire me, they say, hey, look, we loved your ideas. Let's put these funding initiatives in place. Since you got the SEIcred marketplace for NFTs, you'll cover that. For gaming, we'll talk with our gaming department. For DeFi, we'll talk with our DeFi department. I proposed to them. I said, hey, look, for NFTs, put $20,000 to $50,000 a month. For gaming, put $20,000 to $50,000 per month. Put for DeFi. Put 20 to 50,000 per month. And what this includes is content creation, interacting with these DApps, and a few other things that it's simple. And I'm like, look, you try it for 12 months consecutively. You see what type of results you have. I can show you companies on blockchains that have done the same exact initiatives and seen extreme success. Look at Hyperspace on AVAX for the 12 months they ran or less. Very successful, producing millions of AVAX a month and giving back hundreds of thousands of AVAX a month, onboarding people from every ecosystem you could think about to AVAX from that time that they was alive. You know, and I basically told them, like, look, man, like, even if it doesn't work after 12 months, it's a tax write-off for you guys. You guys have 100 million plus to be invested into initiatives like this. What is $1 million the most, you know?
It's peanuts for them.
It's peanuts. And
I wish I
it's,
had the peanuts.
you know, here's the thing. I have to walk on eggshells with how I approach them. And because, you know, who am I at the end of the day, right? Like, to them, I'm new to the ecosystem. I have made waves, but it's like, you know, at the same time, they're startup business. They've tried things. You know, I recognize this. Like the gatekeepers that was mentioned earlier, they gave them money. They actually was listening to their ideas, and they actually tried things that they were asked. And guess what? The grifters grifted. They took their money, didn't really do shit, and you know, they tried stuff. So maybe that's why they hesitant. But I feel like this hesitancy is why the community's at where it's at. Like, we have a community here on Say. There's a lot of dope things going on Say. Like, on a technological aspect, especially with this Giga rollout, it's about to be on paper the best blockchain. And it's like, we have all these things working in our favor, but these little problems that they're overlooking or they're not really caring about as so much, it's very vital. Like, you want your community to be like ecstatic about being on Say, and the project's ecstatic about building on Say, you know, and they're not right now. And, you know, even with us, right? And we received a grant from Say for Astro cards, and they've been very responsive. You know, they've been hands-on. I can reach out to them at any moment for Astro cards. Absolutely. But it's like, for example, go look on AVAX. Go scroll down on the AVAX profile with 1 million followers right now. They are actually playing the video games building on their blockchain. They're hosting spaces for the video games building on their blockchain. Why is Sig not doing that? Like, it's little things like that can change so much. NFTs. Why don't you guys have an NFT roundtable every month? Have a business developer host a space, have zombies, have moves, have fuckers, have whoever else is building on Say come up and speak. You know, have one for DeFi, have one for gaming. Like, these are simple things that they can do that will make it better. But here's the thing. I'm the type of person to not sit here and just complain and sit here and wait for the foundation. I'm going to do this myself. On SEIcred, we're going to host spaces 2 to 3 times a week. And we're going to try to incorporate DeFi, NFTs, and gaming within those spaces.
Wow. That's ambitious,
So-
I have to say, because hosting spaces is just like any kind of thing where you're doing what we're doing right now. That's work. You know, like everything else is kind of fun right up until we're working now.
But Byron, what he's saying to me is just, it's common sense.
100%. I totally
I mean-
agree. Like, but that's just the thing. Like, okay, the pandemic changed how people act, right? We are a lot lazier than we used to be. Now when there's something that is so simple, but it takes time and, you know, it takes a bit of mental, and then I get, what if I say something wrong, right? Like, I don't know. There's something about some of us has changed, and we don't quite do those common sense things as easily as we probably should have or would have before. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
100%.
still getting into spaces myself.
Yeah, the hard part, I think, is when crypto goes down and engagement goes down, people give up. But that's the time where you have to double down and fight through it, because whenever these markets will recover, the people will notice who's been live streamed. Because we were called grifters because on the final, one of the last creators round, we were finishing first. And yeah, the gatekeepers literally put out posts and tweets about us that we were going to grift and disappear, which was totally crazy, because I mean, we started as a free mint. Like, we didn't come in here asking people for money for the NFTs mint, but on the creators round, we were always very loud. That was our thing. We were super loud. We're really good in terms of marketing, and we were really good at pushing the brand and Byron and the Zomsays and our model, and it worked really well. But that was considered grifting for other people, and the fact that we were trying to onboard users from other chains and talking about other chains, we got criticized for that, which was totally uncalled for. But the thing is, what I think these influencers or the main characters that are in the space, that they they were there for a long time. People looked up to what they said, and the fact that they attacked a small project like ours, because we were a smaller project, we didn't get $100,000 or $50,000 to do different things. I mean, we were just struggling just to get the initial utilities out of it, and then when we had these people talk about us like that, it was just totally uncalled for. And at the end of the day, they seem to be grifting pretty much right now, and we're still here live streaming talking about Sei, but we also talk about other chains. And we think that's the model, that you can't just stay on an island and expect people to come and on board. The thing is, if you want people from Cosmos to know about Sei, and you have a foot on both ecosystems, it's easier to try and onboard users that way.
Exactly.
And that was something that really sucked. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, it's hard to come on here and always be positive. We have to state the facts, and we're just criticizing the chain, because the chain, without critical thinking and people criticizing a little bit the mishaps, the chain won't evolve. So hopefully with these conversations, people are going to do things different. But yeah, Byron, I know you had a question for Echelon, so I want to give you your time as well to
Sure.
ask them your questions.
All right, mine's just pretty simple. I don't, like I said, I don't do a lot of trading or flipping or any of that kind of stuff. I'm not into that. I'm into creating. So, what kind of creator tools are there going to be on SEIcred, or is that even something in consideration right now? Because, and by that I mean, like, how easy will it be for me to go in and mint one-of-ones, or make a PFP collection, or start like open editions or anything, right? Like, is there any consideration in that, or are we mostly looking at a marketplace?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I wanted to respond to the two things you guys said, and then I'll
Sure.
I'll respond to that directly, Byron.
Okie dokie.
I absolutely agree with you. A lot of people did get lazy after the pandemic, and also, it's a lot of other factors. It's TikTok, it was the economy under different leadership, and
Yep.
it's a lot of different factors that factor in why we have as a society, at least in the West, we can speak about. Because you guys are from Canada.
Yes, actually, all three of us. I'm in Manitoba, and the
All
other two.
Canadian boys.
Yeah, we got the
Yeah,
maple
it's-
syrup, eh?
It's extremely similar to the U.S. except you guys' taxes. But in general, man, it's you're right. And here's the thing, bro. I'm not a fan of laziness. Laziness pisses me the fuck off. Like, if you're lazy, you can't be around me, dude. Because like I'm like, look, I don't have kids. I don't have a wife. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have any obligations outside. Thankfully, I position myself to be able to be home all fucking day. So I'm all in on Web3 from 7 in the morning to 12 at night, like Eastern Standard Time. So I'm all like, with me, like, and thankfully I built the right team that like I'm going full cylinder with spaces. The reason why I haven't, because I want this marketplace to get live. But if somebody has a space or wants me to come on an interview, like how you guys hit me up, I'm there. If there's no meetings or no flash things going on, so I'm just ready to work. And as far as what as far as what Giga said, in general, that won't happen no more, man. To be honest with you, I'm very vocal, as you can see on this space, but you'll see more because we're gonna know each other. I stand against that shit, bro. And it's funny how time does what it always does. It exposes the real, and it exposes the fake. And you guys are still around kicking and pushing while those grifters are talking about other blockchains and talking shit about Sei that helped them build their brand. And quite honestly, those guys aren't influencers to me, bro. Like, I don't even go hard on my Twitter, and I have more followers than those dudes. And they're jokes. Like, it's not bragging, but it's just facts. Like, I used to hold spaces with hundreds of people. Those guys aren't influencers to me, man. So you guys don't got nothing to worry about that. I like the underdogs.
Right
I
on.
like the people who got counted out and who people didn't like. So you guys are good with me, bro. Like, I love that shit. I love fighting against like these gatekeepers. They and they don't have no influence no more in the ecosystem, bro. Like, to be honest with you, the
It's
community is not favoring those guys, and they even admit it. So to answer your question directly, man, it's initially going to start off as a marketplace. I invested a lot of money into this marketplace. I was going to try to have a launch pad ready for what you were saying, those type of tools where you can mint one-of-ones, where you can make your own collections free of charge. But what happened was the main developer I was working with, he capitulated. I ended up having to have him finalize what we had, and he went his other way. The developer that I have now, he's finalizing the marketplace to get online, but these are freelance marketers. Freelance developers, man. My main developer was with me for 2.5 years, but he started scamming me, and I was just like, yo, dude, just finish what we're doing here. You fucked my money up, and you've been like making me miss going to market for a long time. So just finish up what we have here. He's finished up what we had here. He thoroughly vetted it. I had his code audited already, so everything's good on that part. And once the marketplace is live, my plan is to try to get a grant for it. And with that grant, I'm going to try to hire a marketer for at least a year so we can do things like create those tools you speak of, so you can be able to create one-on-one, so you can be able to so if you have ideas, I can implement those ideas. But as of right now, with the resources I have, it's kind of tight. Like I bootstrapped this marketplace and invested it from other endeavors I did. So initially, it's just going to be a marketplace with what I was saying, with all the features that you can find on Magic Eden, pretty much. But as time progresses, I want to introduce a launchpad so people like yourself can do whatever the fuck you want.
Right on. Yeah, no, I need, like, the marketplace is what's sorely needed right now, something that actually works. So that'll be just a real welcome addition to the whole ecosystem.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
Superman, did you have any more questions on your side?
the picture view is basically done, sir. I'm going to let it dry for a little while, and then I'll scan it up and send it your way, and we'll talk about maybe mailing it to you in the future.
Yeah, dude. If you want, man, I'll pay for it, bro. Like, if you want. If you're just gonna like, we could treat this like as you was selling an NFT.
I get it. No problem. We'll talk in the back channels about it. I'm always nervous talking money because it's not something I'm good at.
Yeah, I got you.
This is one of Byron's big qualities, man. This is why when we met him, we just wanted to work with him because he's just a good person in general. And, he doesn't do this for the money. He just loves creating. I don't know if you know a little bit of his backstory, but Byron actually drew the entire Google Plus team. Byron, was that
Canada?
it?
The Toronto Google Canada office contacted me to zombify their employees back in like 2012. So
and he was actually on a news station in an interview where they interviewed him. Was it Global News?
Yeah, Global News, and I was also interviewed by Forbes back when Google Plus was a thing. Do you remember? Were you around with Google Plus at all, Mr. Echelon?
Back in 2012, I was living a different type of life.
No problem. Yeah, I've always been basically, ever since like 1990s or so when the internet first started, I was always trying to be part of that, try to be a website designer way back when, and then eventually just started trying to sell my art online through Facebook and Google Plus. And now when I found crypto in 2021, just changed everything about what I did as an artist. I was now able to reward people that collected my work, and I was surprised that they were actually buying my work, so I just kept pushing out work, and it was a lot of fun. Like, I started on the Wax, which was super ass cheap, and they had a bunch of tools at the time for like making packs and blends and crafting and airdrops, and it was all free to use by the creators. So I went ham and had a whole lot of fun, built up a nice community there, and then the bear market hit and things went south, and met up with GG, Superman, and the rest we already talked about earlier. But yeah, it's been art 24/7, 365 days a year for me for the last decade or more now. So,
Byron, I got a question for you. In the chat, a lot of people are liking what you're drawing. I'm curious if you have near you all the portraits you did, or just show them different stuff that you've created.
Sure, I think I have one of those sketchbooks on hand.
While you'll be showing that, I just want to cover a couple of things. And what basically I was trying to get at with Byron is that he's an easy person to work with, right? He's not out there for money. And our model has always been for the AAA MetaWawa team is that transparency is our big focus. We always want to be transparent with the community. We always show what we do with the funds. We put the wallets out so people can follow the money basically of what we do with the funds, and everything is stated in Medium articles. We're really try to grow the community organically, because sometimes if you just try and do pump and dumps with your communities, they usually disappear and they don't come back. So we're really trying to build something strong, a good foundation, and build from there on out. So I actually had one last question for you, Echelon, and I don't know if you've ever went on the Cosmos ecosystem at all, and if you know a little bit about Stargaze.
Oh no, I'm not familiar with Cosmos at all, man.
Not at all. Okay, because we do have that one-on-one collection there where we're putting pieces up, and it could have been an opportunity to put that piece on Stargaze, your one-on-one, so it would actually be an NFT on an actual marketplace. If it is something that interests you, it is possible for us to load it up there, and it could be your first experience on Stargaze. It's actually going to be migrating. It's its own chain, but it's going to be migrating to Cosmos soon. And if ever you just want to have an NFT on that chain, all you need is either a Leap wallet or a Kepler wallet, and we can send that to you directly there, and it'll be your first experience. At the same time, we'll onboard you, and maybe you'll find some stuff there that's really cool, because Stargaze, to me, out of all the marketplaces we've been on, to me, it is my favorite. It's a launch pad, it's a marketplace, it's got live auctions, it's got a bunch of stuff there, which to me is my favorite marketplace on all the chains I've explored, whether it be Magic Eden, and all that. Like it stands out to me compared to other chains, and all the layer ones that launch NFT collections for the chain. So whether it be Mantra or so some other big chains, they all go and launch on Stargaze directly because of the user experience, which is great there. So if that's something you want, well, we can do that, and we'll talk in the back channels for that. But
I can't find any more portraits, man. I'm
Wow, these are awesome, Byron. Honestly, these pieces are insane. We just hit over 100 viewers on this stream, so that's always good. We're still getting some traction during these downtimes.
Yay!
Yeah, that one's awesome.
I get my Twitch is going up more often than we do it. So I mean, consistency and persistence is the key. Here's the JP Mullins that you'll probably see it really soon. That's the one that just went up for auction on the Stargaze, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna get to that, guys. We're gonna have to close off the space in about 13 minutes. I don't want to keep the guest on too much. I'm sure he's pretty busy. So if you have any last words for the community, or anything you didn't mention yet, or something you want to talk about, or else I'll close off the space mentioning the things that we have ongoing on the other chains currently, so we could close off the space that way. So if you have anything else you want to mention or bring to the table, this is your time, or else we'll let you go and go work on that marketplace, because we need it.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I wanted to respond to what you have achieved as an artist, man. Congratulations on that, and this is dope, bro. Like, especially you drawing this live and me seeing it, and you actually doing it instead of like, yeah, I'll draw this and we don't know what happens behind the scenes. So I like this a lot, man. And congratulations, bro. And I'm gonna try my hardest to get this launch pad going as soon as possible, but it just all depends on how our marketplace performs, dude. But what I wanted to close out and say was, you guys got our support. I love what you guys are doing in general, and I look forward to working with you guys, man. As far as the marketplace, because I know that's one thing you guys wanted to know when it'll go live. So what I was waiting for, like the developer I was mentioning that we're, that I basically parted ways with, or about to part ways with, he had to finalize one thing with the subgraph, which is where we're storing data, where we're storing, where offers are made, auctions are happening, collections, etc. All the boring stuff. He finalized that, and my backend developer messaged me right before this interview, and he's implementing it. He said he's gonna push all fixes by tomorrow. So tomorrow we're gonna do a thorough test for about 7 more days. Actually, probably for like 3 to 4 more days. And then if all goes well, if all goes well with testing, there's no problems. All we'd be waiting for is indexing the rest of these collections, which will probably take a couple of days. So I would say this month we're aiming to be on the mainnet. It's just I'm trying to be as careful as possible with this. I don't want to rush launch this, and there's problems on the smart contractual side. Like there's no leaks, there's no bugs, there's no problems there. But I just want to make sure that the problems that Magic Eden has, we already solved that. I don't want you guys to experience your collections not being indexed properly, and when you make a new NFT and not being picked up by the collections you guys have to do. So thoroughly inspecting that, thoroughly making sure that works, and within the month, like we should be live, guys. Maybe even sooner. Like maybe our devs get everything right and testing goes good for the next 2-3 days, and we're off to the races, man. And I just want to thank you guys again for inviting me, asking phenomenal questions, and also drawing what you drew, man. Like I'm serious. I want to pay for this. And if you guys ever want me on another interview, I would love to be there. And when we host spaces, I want you guys to join us as well. I'm going to get a set schedule. Right now, I'm looking for a set marketer. So once I secure that set marketer, I will start setting spaces, and we'd love to have you guys and do a project highlight on what you guys are doing. Find out more about you guys individually, and let the community, let the new community members know that doesn't know about Zamze, about you guys.
Yeah, sounds awesome. We'll all grow together.
Amazing,
How it is.
amazing, and yeah, thanks a lot for coming, man. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it because I think it's important to get the community informed about all these things. So again, I'm open to come on spaces if you host any, and if we ever you need another space like before your mainnet launch, feel free to reach out to us. We'll just host you on another one of these live streams, and yeah, we're just hoping that the market recovers here because yeah, it's been a bit difficult these last times. So I don't think there's any major rush to launch, but. Yeah, once it's launched and you have a couple of projects that are really ready to get on board, which I think we're going to be pushing with you guys. And yeah, we're really looking for customer service for us particularly. We think it's important to support the builders that are on the chain that are supporting SEI specifically.
Yep.
And again, the Zom SEIs are very loud, so we'll be able to push with you guys whenever you guys do decide to launch. So thanks
right.
again for coming, man. It was nice to get to know you and get to know the person behind the project.
Yeah, it was fun drawing you. Thanks so much for being a good sport. We'll chat. That was a lot of fun today.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Appreciate you.
All right.
Appreciate you guys, man. And big shout out to the Zamze community. And let's rock and roll. Let's revive NFTs together on Say.
LFG.
Feel free to stick around for the end of the show. We're just gonna go for another 8 minutes, so we're just gonna talk a little bit about what we got going on these other chains. But if you have to go, man, we totally understand.
100%.
Yeah, no, I got you guys' video pulled up. Do you guys just want me to back out of the call here?
Your choice.
It's up to you. If you have some more questions, maybe at the end you could stick around. Entirely up to you, man. I'm just gonna cover Stargaze and a little bit of wax and drips that Byron's been working on, and we're gonna be heading out.
Okay, I'll tune in from the X video, and I'll let you guys do your thing.
All right, man. Thanks
Awesome,
again
man.
for
Have a
joining
good day,
us.
man.
All right, peace out, guys.
Peace.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was awesome.
All right, man. That was good, right?
It was. I enjoyed that. All right.
So, a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. So, now that we went full-blown SEI today, let's talk a little bit about the piece we dropped today for JP Mullins. So,
Bring it up.
we all know the story behind Mantra. Mantra had like not a rug, but basically a huge dump in the token. And we all know that JP Mullins came online on Twitter and he really went out of his way to try and explain what happened there. And it's unfortunate to see these things. We hate it when investors get hurt in that manner. But yeah, well, again, the Horde of the Undead on Stargaze, that's what we do. We talk about specific events that are ongoing in the ecosystem. And Byron ended up drawing a portrait of JP Mullins. We hope that he's going to do a reaction on it. We hope that piece finds somebody because it is a piece of history now. And that's the Horde of the Undead, where we're trying to tell a story, and it has its own lore. And I think the market is reflecting with the floor price and the people bidding on the pieces. So very, very cool with the JP Mullins piece. I really like it. I think you really did a good job on that one. And let's see if we get some reactions from the Mantra community for that one. What else? Did you have any drips today, Byron?
Yeah. Like I told you in the last one, I'm trying to set myself up so that all these sketches and everything that I do in between all the actual work I'm doing can be used, right? Because there's a lot of people that actually like to see my sketches. So there's new daily drips. Today it's another actual Drips of the Dead. So it's like the drip logo kind of given life. No arms yet. That's coming next week. You saw those got drawn. I'm going to try to make those videos available for people if they want to see how they got drawn.
They look so good with arms, Byron.
Yeah, they're funnier that way. So it's going to be a new thing, I guess. And then on Wax, I'm continuously dropping little daily sketches there, just to kind of keep that community involved. And it's picking up slowly, and that's kind of fun. So people that actually are getting some of my daily drops, they're only like 6 Wax, right, which is about 12 or 15 cents. I'm only doing 50 mints. Sometimes they get sold out, sometimes they don't. But the other thing is sometimes they're black and white images, and if people mint them and secure them, great, because next week they can get the color one for free, right? Because that's what Wax is all about. It's all about rewarding and having a good time and letting me do almost any damn thing I feel like doing. And then pretty soon the pieces that are on the Own Byron's art collection on Wax, I'm going to have a farm for them so that they can if you're going to hold them and not claim them, and not actually claim the physical art, you can earn some DHC, which is the Horde's coin, a tradable coin on the Wax ecosystem. That's used to buy some exclusive NFTs from me. So you can start earning some of that. You can also, if you have DHC, you can trade it and get Wax and then convert that to Ethereum and then cash out and go buy yourself a hamburger. Wax, DHC, Ethereum. I'm rambling again. But yeah, so I'm just trying to do a lot of daily arts here and there in between the bigger pieces that I'm dropping for the 1-on-1s with the Horde of the Undead, Stay of the Dead, as well as I'm trying to make some really nice pieces to go on Solana. Almost anything I can do to, I don't like hunting for money, but I gotta get paid. I gotta eat. So I'm trying to make a little bit of bucks here and there.
You know what? Imagine having a marketplace like Stargaze with the creative tools of Wax and the community from Drip.
Oh.
If there would be like a merger of all three together, that would be like freaking amazing. And yeah, it's hard, man, because nobody really has the entire package just yet. Some people thought it was Magic Eden, but after experiencing it with the Sei side of things, we clearly see that it's not quite it just yet. I think they're really big, and another thing that we didn't mention, that I didn't talk about, is a token that goes with the marketplace. We see Stargaze, kind of the token hasn't been working so well. I think inflation was a bit too high. I think the fact that they weren't putting the fee module in and having a lot of stuff for free on the marketplace has hurt it, and this is why they're probably migrating to Cosmos. Magic Eden has the ME token, which seems to be doing okay, although it did have a dip from the airdrop, but that's normal, I think, because of the excitement early on. We didn't really ask Echelon about if he was going to have a token, but I don't think he will. I think the marketplace is going to be solely based on Sei, right? So with fees generated in Sei, and I think that's what Stargaze is going towards now. The fees are going to be generated in Atom and maybe other currencies as well, but it's all going back to the hub, right? There's no Stargaze token extracting the liquidity from the ecosystem. So again, this still seems to be like a playground. People are still experimenting on things. So
yeah, I think one of the things that's nice about SEIcred though is they're talking about giving the money revenue back, share. Right? The revenue sharing. Yeah, that's amazing, because there's only a couple platforms that do that, and it'd be nice if it's a real good incentive for creators to then push their own products too, right? Because the more secondary sales you're getting, not only are you getting your guaranteed creator royalty, but you're going to get a percentage of what got sold. So push.
Yeah, and they gotta distinguish themselves from Magic Eden, right? Or else, why would a creator go on a smaller or newer marketplace that's going to take a bit of time to develop, right? He's just starting off, so it's going to take a bit of time. But I think smaller projects like ours are going to have more visibility on that specific marketplace, and it could really be beneficial for us. So yeah, very exciting to see how that's going to play out. He says within a month, so that's pretty soon. So it's going to be good for us. So I think overall, the market seemed to be recovering here. We just hit the hour on the live stream, so we're gonna end it with this, and we'll be back on Tuesday. Guys, tomorrow there's a big space at 1 p.m. Eastern with Stargaze. I will be trying to go on stage because I do have some questions for them, some critiques, because I think you guys know that I'm a little bit upset with the whole migration thing, although I think it's good for Cosmos. Not so sure about the Stars token, so we're going to be covering that on that Spaces. And again, guys, I'm back fully now, so you guys will start seeing me a lot more on Spaces. I'll be representing all of the collection, so Creepy Companions, Zomsays, and you name them, all of them from AAA as well. So I'll be showing up a lot more on these Spaces. So we need that voice for the Horde, pushing the collections and pushing the art, and letting people know what the hell's going on with our ecosystem, because we're not giving up, guys. We're still here, and we're still pushing, and Byron's still here drawing for you guys every single day. So feel free to go pick up some drips and go put a bid on that JP Mullins piece. It's literally a piece of history now. So go ahead and go put your bid. It's only 15K stars, which is about 17 USD. So that's it for me today, guys. I don't know if you guys had any more things you wanted to add, or else we're gonna close this baby up.
I'm done.
I wanted to thank Echelon for being here. If you guys to go on the Zomsay's tweet, give him a follow. Echelon, give his project a follow. SEIcred, go into the Discord. I think it's important for all the creators on Say to really support what he's trying to do. Clearly, what's happening on Magic Eden, for me, in terms of volume, is not happening. So I think we need to do something different. And that's exactly what the SEIcred team is trying to bring forth. So I think it's important to really support. Yeah, I think it's important to really support him. And I mean,
100%.
I think a lot of projects could benefit from what they're trying to do. So I think they need our full support here.
That's absolutely correct. So I'm gonna
Close
go
it
do
off,
those
Byron.
things. Pardon me?
Close it off, Byron.
All right, man. Always remember, do the things for the Horde. The Horde rewards.
For the Horde, Byron.
All right,
So
for the
we'll see
Horde.
you guys on Tuesday.
Cheers, guys. Have a great day.
Cheers.